Welcome back to My Fellow Canadians, the current events talk show that always wants to know what our Parliament is up to. Today we have a guest straight from the Ministry of Public Safety, the Honourable Mr. Dig Squattenbury.
Thank you, Bernie. It's good to be here.
Now, Mr. Squattenbury, I've read Bill C-31, the bill we are here to discuss today, and I noticed that there are some new measures that you wish to introduce into legislation for crime fighting.
That's right, Bernie. We want our police forces to be able to chase those charged with a crime across provincial borders so that they cannot escape prosecution just by going to another province.
That's great, Mr. Squattenbury. Now, Mr. Squattenbury, I came across one item in the Act that I had a little bit of a concern about. Section 39 on page 41, the identification of criminals reads, any person who is in lawful custody after being arrested for, charged with, or convicted of. And again, in item D, the summary, it reads, authorize the fingerprinting of, photographing of, and applications of other identification processes to persons who are in lawful custody for specified offences but who have not yet been charged. So, Mr. Squattenbury, if this amendment is passed, Canadians could be photographed and fingerprinted without being charged with a crime?
Well, it's not as bad as you're making it out to be. It would only be if they were arrested for an indictable offence.
Even so, Mr. Squattenbury, this is a huge change. I'm sure it's not uncommon for a person to be arrested and then not charged because they were the wrong person and did not actually commit the crime originally thought.
Yes, that happens.
So why should a completely innocent person have their personal data taken from them and stored in a database if they're not even charged?
Well, it's really about crime fighting, Bernie. We're out to help as many victims as we can.
Forgive me, Mr. Squattenbury, but how does fingerprinting and photographing regular citizens help the victims? It sounds to me like the victimization of law-abiding citizens by unlawfully seizing their personal data.
Well, to quote Stockwell Day, the minister interviewing with the media for this bill, the bottom line here is honest, law-abiding citizens are better protected, as he stated in the Can West News Service paper, Canada.com, on the 21st of May 2009.
How are innocent people better protected by having their personal data taken from them without cause? The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, right here, part of our Constitution, has 3 sections that disagree with your Section 39 of Bill C-31. Let me explain. Section 7 states that everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of the person and the right not to be deprived thereof except in accordance with the principles of fundamental justice. And Section 8 states that everyone has the right to be secure against unreasonable search and seizure. So if a Canadian is not yet charged with an offence, the process of fundamental justice is not yet active. They are not part of that process until they are formally charged with an offence. In this case, the security of their person is being violated because they must surrender part of that security to officers of the law without any official legal action against them. The search and seizure of their personal data is not lawful. That is like saying that I think that you stole my wallet at a party we're both attending, and instead of telling you that I suspect this, I just rifle through your pants pockets while you're standing there. I have violated your person. Is that reasonable, Mrs. Squattenbury? I think you'd find it pretty unreasonable. And then there's Section 13 of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. It reads, a witness who testifies in any proceedings has the right not to have any incriminating evidence so given used to incriminate that witness in any other proceedings except in a prosecution for perjury or for giving contradictory evidence. So, to continue the suspected wallet stealing party scenario, I not only rifle through your pants, I find a receipt for deposit on some jewelry. I don't know what the jewelry's for. Is it for your wife? Is it for your mistress? Is it for someone you want to sleep with in the future? Who knows? It doesn't matter because it's none of my damn business. But unfortunately, my little brain registers that little tidbit, so later at that party I mention the receipt to a buddy, who mentions it to your wife, who may or may not assume the jewelry was not for her and promptly kicks your balls to the roof of your mouth for an infraction that she thinks you may have committed. I had that data stored in my brain from a suspected past offense, one that you were innocent of, gathered in your private info anyway, and I used it against you for a completely unrelated potential future offense that you had not yet committed. If that is not giving evidence against yourself, I don't know what is.
To repeat what Stockwell Day said, the bottom line here is honest, law-abiding citizens are better protected. We're just trying to protect Canadians. This is not a Charter of Rights and Freedoms issue.
Mr. Squattenbury, anytime the basic rights of Canadians are attacked, you can call it anything you want. You can say it's to battle criminals, aliens, or the hantavirus. The bottom line is you are trying to introduce legislation that will be used to violate the rights of innocent people, and that is a violation of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, stated right here in this document.
If you feel that way, Mr. Beaver, what are you going to do about it?
That's all the time we have for today. If our viewers share my alarm about Section C-31, Section 39, please write your MP. We have a basic template letter on our site below. Remember, governments need governing. Thanks for watching.